Have you felt anxious or frustrated because you need to pass the MET exam? Keep on watching this video because today I will teach you 5 tips that will help you overcome this frustration and anxiety. Let's start. The first step is to choose appropriate material according to your level. Many people feel anxious or frustrated because they start doing exercises about listening, reading, any of them, and they feel they don't understand. It happens because probably you are at a low level and you start doing exercises of a high level. Obviously, you won't understand, you won't get what's happening over there. For that reason, it's important to choose material according to your level. For example, if you're a person with a basic level, you barely understand some conversations, or you barely understand when a person is talking to you, it's better that you start your practice with basic conversations. Just in that level, if you go right away to do exercises about MET, you will feel anxious, you will feel frustrated because you will feel that you don't understand, that English is so hard. So the first step is to choose exercises according to your level. Start listening to some audios of your basic level, and later, as you feel you understand, you go on a higher level, a level that obviously would be challenging. I would ask you to try to concentrate and learn new vocabulary. Nevertheless, if you're a person who has an intermediate level, you can go right away with MET listening exercises because you know that you are capable of understanding some ideas. So, if you are not an intermediate level, if you are not a high level, you should not be practicing with exercises about MET. First, you need to practice with basic exercises. The second step that will help you stop feeling frustrated or anxious is to avoid common mistake. I did a whole video about it, but in this moment I will summarize you what is to avoid common mistakes. Some people feel that their score is not growing or that they are not improving. And sometimes even they know because they take an exam and later another one and the result is the same. But why does it happen? Why is the score the same over and over again? Well, talking about writing and speaking, especially, usually it is the same because people repeat the ideas, repeat the vocabulary, they don't make a variety of sentences. They kind of use the same structure. That's not going to allow them to make their score grow. Additionally, repeating and doing lots of exercises without any feedback can cause you to be on a plateau where you don't grow because you don't know what you're doing right or wrong. You're just guessing. And finally, sometimes we use some kind of expressions, some kind of sentences or ideas that are not natural because people start learning expressions and they just like say the expression, but probably that expression doesn't fit with the context of what they're doing or saying. That's why it's super important to use the sentence accurately. To learn some of them help, but you need to know when and where to use them correctly. So if you need some help, because probably in this moment you don't know even what your level is, basic, intermediate, you may need some help in order to choose the accurate material or get feedback, get a plan to do. That's what we usually do. We help people like you to overcome this fear, this frustration, this anxiety by means of our program. Just feel free to contact us and we are ready to help you. Now, let's continue with the next step. And step number 3 is to get help. If you're a high level student, you know English, you know what you're doing, you might not need that much help. You might need a little help. And it means probably to know about the exam, to know how many questions you have, etc. But if you're not a high level English, probably you're an intermediate, or basic English level, you need some help. What kind of help? Well, you choose. There are lots of courses, materials, books that you can use. However, the lower the level, the more you might need help. If you don't get help, what will happen? Well, you will go on a road without a map. You might go over the right, over the left, and you don't know if you're going on the right direction. When you get help, someone who has already gone through that path can help you and tell you, look, this is not the way, it's better the other one. And that can help, but only if you decide to get help. I have had some cases that I know because I have had some students who have failed 2, 3 exams and even more, and they didn't get any help. For that reason, they were failing and failing constantly. Even I uploaded one of the cases of one of my students who failed the exam twice. Later, after she had failed 2 exams, she decided to get some help. And by the time she got help, she was able to get the score she needed. So I always recommend you to get help somehow. Courses, tutorials, one-on-one classes, but be sure the program you choose is the one that suits your needs. Someone with expertise, someone that can tell you where to go or how to go from point A to point B. Now let's continue with the tip or step number 4. The step number 4 is to learn about templates. They're used for writing and for speaking. I uploaded a video explaining what a template is. My invitation, just go and watch it. But quickly explaining you, they are structures or models of answers with sentences and expressions you can use. They will help you a lot to stop feeling anxious because you will know what to do before going to the exam. You don't need to wait the day of the exam in order to plan something. It's totally the contrary. You need to start planning before, and you need to have a structure just before. How can I do it? With templates. So just go and watch my video about templates and learn about it. But let's continue with step number 5. The step number 5 is to make your own plan. You need to create a plan in which you have first material. You need to look for the material. You decide to buy it, to look for resources, whatever you want, but you need to get resources. Also, you need to know how long your plan will be. Is it going to be 1 month, 2 months, 6 months? How long your plan will be according to the time you have to study. You can study 1 hour a week, 1 hour a day. According to that one, you set limits and you say, what's your plan? Thirdly, you need to get material to practice. You need to know what material you will use to practice. It's different the material you get to learn to the material that you use to practice. So you need to choose which material you use to practice and which material you use to learn. Based on that one, you might say that you have a program. Obviously, you need to get feedback. Somehow you can get it with artificial intelligence, somehow you can get it with a tutor, but that's what you need to have, and that's gonna reduce your anxiety. Over here, you have 2 ways to go. You can do it on your own, including everything what I have just mentioned before, material to practice, material to study, etc. Or you can choose to get a guide. We can be that guide who help you. We have all the material needed for you to practice, all the material needed for you to learn. We have also a program in which we guide you through the process, obviously with feedback. If you're ready to practice, if you're ready to stop that anxiety, that frustration, and you know it's time to start with your preparation in order to pass the exam, just contact me. See you in the course. Bye bye.